Today is a new day.
I'm Ashley the Constant Wanderer, and today I'm wondering about 10 things that every British Jamaican should know about Jamaica. The first one, my girl, my guy, you can't speak patois no matter how much you try. I got laughed at, and I mean like bare-faced laughing in my face. And I was so determined for someone to take me seriously as a Jamaican. We were so determined for how somebody take me for real. I guess I'm just not very good at accents. All of my accents sound Indian apparently. The second fact I'd like to share with you, and I think you definitely should know if you're going to Jamaica and you're born here, is the word peely-wally. Yeah. Don't be alarmed. I know peely-wally sounds like something that could jump out of a cupboard and scare the shit out of you. Also kind of sounds like something that belongs in a pair of pants. Something filled with love and furry and cuddly and yum. A peely-wally is a firefly, and I did not know this. So when I first heard this word, I was enchanted. I was like, peely-wally, that is a great word. It's literally my favourite word now. Peely-wally. Number 3, the third thing that I think every British Jamaican should know about Jamaica is that they celebrate New Year's totally differently to us Westerners. You go and you get drunk with your mates and you party and there's fireworks and it's all like, yeah man, we're partying, it's New Year's, oh, Happy New Year everybody, oh yeah. Everyone runs around London when it's New Year's on crack basically. In Jamaica, we spent New Year's in Port Antonio. It was an amazing night. And mostly because we'd never experienced anything like this before. Leading up to midnight, there was every kind of person, every age group you could possibly imagine. And they were all eating from the little stalls that were there, drinking from the little stalls that were there. There were places selling little toys and lights, and you know, it was a real family rich vibe. And it was a pleasure to walk around there with Alipe and realise that New Year's was for us as well. You know, we belonged there. The funniest thing though was when it came to the countdown, because me and Dan were like, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. Okay. You guys don't do that. Full fact that I realised is almost a bit of a non-fact, because music and Jamaica are synonymous. And you know, the sound systems that have come out of there, the reggae music, the world music that's come out of Jamaica is world class and globally recognised. But it wasn't until I was in Jamaica that I realised music is God. It's absolutely everywhere. Even at the top of the Blue Mountains, most remote place you could ever think of, you could hear reggae beats echoing around the hills and echoing through the mountains. There was one incident where we were in Kingston in a taxi and we got passed by this yellow school bus. We were taken aback a little bit because the bass that was coming off of this bus had a magnitude of like 8. The windows of our car were shaking as this bus went past, like it's incredibly like uplifting and vitalising being surrounded by so much music. Fifth thing that I wanted to tell you guys about is food, and it's kind of a collective because there are so many foods that I did not know existed. Things like callaloo, it's like a spinach type veg. Fruit like sour sap and sweet sap I'd never come across. I had cow foot for the first time. I encourage you to try everything once, but cow foot was not for me. But there were things that were completely for me. Oh my days, red striped sorrel is my jam. Mwah. Oh, juicy patty, flipping hell guys. You've never heard of Juicy Patty till you go to Jamaica. It's like a fast food joint that serves patties and soup and various other meals. Literally the best patties I've ever tasted in my whole entire life. Number 6 on my list of 10 things every British Jamaican should know about Jamaica is that you are not a local. So you will pay tourist rates. Every attraction, every beach, every waterfall, every ride, every blue hole and lagoon will have an entry fee, which is fair enough. But what isn't fair is having to pay 4 times the amount that local has to pay. And maybe it is fair, you know, you're a tourist, you're coming from a more affluent country, but just be aware of that. But if you have a really authentic and great Jamaican accent, you might just get away with it. You could try it. They're gonna suss you out though. The next thing that I didn't know about Jamaicans and about Jamaica is that most Jamaicans can't swim. This is kind of a cultural thing because growing up as a British Jamaican and British Caribbean, I've always been deterred from water. I shouldn't get my hair wet, I shouldn't put my head under the water, my afro's gonna get too thick, the water is cold, you go and catch cold in your foot, in your head, in your back, if you go in the cold water. But I always thought that this was a British thing because we live in this cold climate. But being in Jamaica, I realised quite quickly that it's a real Jamaicanism. Like, Jamaicans don't really like water. And considering they all live like on an island and, you know, near rivers and whatnot, I was genuinely surprised. People don't really even go to the beach to swim. They'll go and sit and veg in the shade. Not even in the sun, in the shade. I'd say the 8th thing that I learned about being Jamaican and being in Jamaica is that it's quite a matriarchal society. Now, you wouldn't think it to look at it from the outset, I suppose during politics and in the way like men carry themselves and in the way it's depicted in the media, Jamaica is definitely not a matriarchal society. But in reality, woman is queen in the home. She's that chess piece that can move anywhere, she's strong, she's flexible, she's virile, she's curvy, and she's full of love and just giving, you know. Woman is queen in Jamaica, and it's something that I think really influenced me as a mother and learning about motherhood and becoming a better mother and a better wife to be, is to be around these strong, independent women who weren't afraid to pick up a brush and scrub something and cook up delicious meals to feed their family, who were proud of that. Western society, Western culture really demolishes that side of being a woman and really downplays it and almost makes you feel guilty or bad for wanting to be that person who looks after your family. Even the way Jamaican women carry themselves around men, and I mean, men in Jamaica flirt hard. They don't business. They will stop on the road and they will look you up and down and assess and pass comment and ask and reach and whatever. And whereas us British girls are used to a little bit more decorum, you know, the Jamaican girls don't business. If they don't like the way a man's looking at them, they kiss their teeth and they'll turn their head, they cut their eye and walk off and drop some little poisonous comment. If looks could kill, you know, Jamaican women have the power to do that. Number 9 is, it's a disease called Dew fever, and every British Jamaican should know what Dew fever is because I didn't have a clue. And apparently it's this disease that befalls unsuspecting babies when they've been left without a hat or without socks outside. When you come from Britain and it's cold the majority of the year, you wrap up and you put a hat on your baby and you put a coat on your baby and you make a point of like making sure they're not you know, left exposed to the elements. But when you're in Jamaica and it's 25, 28, 29, 30, 35 degrees, yeah, you're not bothering about a little bit of rain that might come out, or, you know, having your child paddling it on the beach. I had many a Jamaican stranger stop me on the road and be like, cover up the baby's head, the baby go and catch cold, cover up the baby's foot, the baby go and catch cold, catch dew fever. And I'd be like, dew fever? I'm like, what the fuck is that? What is it? But obviously I dutifully would cover her head and cover her feet because I didn't want her to get this terrible disease. Number 10, and the last thing on the list of 10 things every British Jamaican should know about Jamaica, is that the Chinese population in Jamaica is huge. I've always seen my dad cooking with a vegetable called pak choy, and I always wondered how this Chinese vegetable made it into his Jamaican dishes, and that's how, you know. After slavery was abolished, there was hordes and hordes of Chinese labourers brought over to Jamaica to fill the workforce deficit. So the political relationship that Jamaica has with China has only grown and grown and grown, and there's been a steady migration of Chinese people into Jamaica over the last 200 years. You know, they helped build Jamaica. Chinese people actually hold a lot of commercial and trade power in the country. You know, they built the roads, they build schools, they build hotels. You'll find a lot of the corner shops and wholesalers and retailers are owned by Chinese people. Hearing a Chinese person speak patois has got to be the most surreal thing I've ever heard in my life. These Asian textures and inflections in patois is just, it's incredible. So yeah, Bam! That's it, guys. 10 things that every British Jamaican should know about Jamaica. I hope you learned something, because it's just a drop in the ocean of what I learned while I was out there. And if as a British Jamaican you haven't been to Jamaica, get your ass back home, y'all. Get your backside back a yard and check it out.